Now, this is one of those tell me something I didn't know stories, really. Women are better at multitasking than men. No, it's official. I mean, there's one man obviously not agreeing with that in the audience. Sorry. This is scientists in Zurich have said they found strong proof that men are inferior at juggling two activities at once. Yeah,
Fight and toss. Yeah. Even he's not in. Look.
But does women's ability to multitask put too much pressure on us and make us a bit frazzled? You know, sometimes we're trying to be super women, aren't we?
Well,
trying to do everything, and it's
I take issue with these scientists in Zurich, though, I have to say. I don't think it's men are incapable of multitasking. I've now come to the conclusion that they choose not to.
Yeah.
And that actually we choose to, and we quite like it. Don't we? We like saying, oh, we're good at multitasking. And what we do, we're driving ourselves into the ground. I mean, last night I thought my head was going to spin off because I had this long list of all the things to do and I'd only got down to
no time to do it.
And I was like, it's 6 o'clock and I'm never going to do it, I'm never going to do it. You know, this terrible sense of failure to get through this list. And I thought, you know, I've got to take back control of this. I'm driving
But I
myself
think because
mad.
I am a complete control freak, there's no one else to blame other than myself. So I would never moan about it. My friends are like saying to me, oh, you're always so busy. You know, how do you fit everything in? It's like, well, there's no one to blame but me. But then my own agenda is mine. And then I am frantic. I am. And I think there's not enough hours in a day. Yet somehow I gradually get through it and then maybe go, oh, how did I do it? And then I've not got enough time. But gradually I get there.
But a lot of it is stuff that... Yes, I think that would...
That's control freak.
It is control freak. A round of applause. The thing is, stuff has to get done, doesn't it? Stuff has to get done.
Well, what is going to happen if it doesn't? I mean, I'm exactly the same as you.
Well, the kids won't get fed for a start.
No, but don't you think that maybe men are better at, you're going to like this, sir, prioritising?
Yeah.
Because I certainly find myself in a situation, I'm running about and I'm brushing the floor and I'm doing this, and you know, Ian will say, look, just come and sit down on the sofa and for half an hour and watch the telly. Nothing's going to happen if the floor doesn't get swept. And he's right. But I've got to do it because it's on my list.
Yes. But then you're self-satisfying yourself.
No, I'm driving myself bonkers. I'd rather be on the sofa.
But I mean, like most women I know, most of my friends, we live our lives by our to-do list.
Yeah.
And then things with mine, eventually things just drop off the end. After a while, I look at the thing and I think, oh, I've put that
I've got a copy of everyone's to-do list
she
here,
has.
actually. I've managed to pilfer them. And interestingly, with yours, Ruth, and I mean, they're all long, they're all about the same length, funnily enough. I'm laughing at yours, Linda, because it's your shopping list. And
there's no wine on there, is
and
there?
there's no Pinot Grigio on there. Top of the list, sparkling water.
Oh, not for long.
Duck toilet. That'll drive you around the bend. Ruth, so yours is interesting, Ruth. Remind mum of her blood pressure check.
Yeah.
Elastic support bandage for Jack.
Yeah.
Check tyre pressure on car. Eamon.
Yes.
So you're taking responsibility for
Well, no, actually, the
coordinating.
Eamon one was meaning ask him to check the tyre pressure on. Because I don't know how to do it. Yeah, the Jack thing, you know, he's got a funny knee at the moment and he plays a lot of hockey, something, and I must remember to get him one of those elasticated
Come on, Ruth,
bandages.
liberate yourself.
Oh, no,
liberate yourself.
How will I remember what I've got to do?
Why don't you do it online?
I don't want to... I'm going to find that afterwards.
No, Lisa, what's
And
on
Lisa's is all about speedy service, dry cleaning for speedy service, express delivery of coke. Everything has got to be really fast. Does it really slow down? I'm keeping my list, though.
Yeah, what's I will probably remember, though, because I've got a constant list in my head, and then I have to remind myself to put things on my to-do list.
I think we've got to chill out.
If I do, because I love crossing it off.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if I do something that wasn't on my list, I write it on my list and then cross it off. How sad is that?
That's too much time with lists.
Now, I know there are loads of hilarious cat videos out there, but I promise these are even funnier. Take a look if you don't believe me.